Hey, hello everyone. I'm City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. Coming up on this show, with some necessary construction underway on Charleston Boulevard, we have a reminder that businesses along that corridor remain open, and some new outdoor art shows Las Vegas truly has a very big heart. Here to talk about these topics and much more is, of course, the councilwoman who represents Ward 3. You know who it is, Olivia Diaz. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing well, David.
It's good to see you. Happy March.
Happy March. It's incredible to know that we're already in the third month of the year.
I know.
It's gone by like a sprint. We just had the marathon come through.
I know.
But, you know, we're doing the work every day here at the city.
You are. And a lot going on. You guys have been very busy. We're going to talk about that in this show. And we survived the craziest of weather this year.
The weather patterns have been, I've been happy that we've gotten the cooler weather because once it starts going up, there's no going back down. But the snow flurries and seeing the snow all around the valley has been very unique as a native Las Vegan.
You are a native, and so you know, yes, the heat is definitely coming. So you were born and raised in Las Vegas, born and raised in the ward that you represent, Ward 3. If you're not exactly sure where Ward 3 is located, well, don't worry. We're going to show you right there on the map. It's basically the east side of Las Vegas. Although now, after redistricting, you've got that finger that does extend west of I-15.
Correct.
And you've got things like Area 15 and all that down in there.
Palace Station.
Yeah.
Clark High School.
Exactly. But if you live in that area, work in that area, of course, you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you're a resident out there, you're represented on the city council by Olivia Diaz. And if you're a resident out there, you probably know that Charleston is under construction right now, Councilwoman.
Everybody knows Charleston's under construction, David, because, you know, Eastern is a connector in our city. And so for a minute, just the traffic patterns
you got to cross Charleston,
was difficult. So just want to make sure that everybody knows that businesses remain open through this construction project. It's a project that is improving our drain system, and we need it because last year we had a severe flooding incident. Although it wasn't catastrophic to the level of declaring an emergency at the state level or federal level, our residents felt it. A lot of their things in their home got flooded, their cars got flooded out. So this project had been identified many, many years ago as a need, and we finally had the funding to make it happen. But we know what happens when we have to start work on the roads.
Look at that.
It's, you know, they're putting these big culvert boxes in to increase our ability to capture all of that rain that comes down. And you know how it comes down here in Las Vegas, David. It's just like whoosh, all at once. But please, we're making the plea to everyone to keep these businesses in your minds. Make sure that when you have extra time on your days off, that you're not in a hurry, you're not in a pinch, to continue to patronize them so that they can keep their doors open, because some of these have been there for 10, 15, almost 20 years. We don't want to see them have to shutter their doors.
They are open, and you know, if you're on that side of the street, if you're on the traffic flow, it's on that side, go check them out. You know, go see.
So right now, it's basically the hugest impact is from Charleston Eastern to about Bruce. But it's going to continue to make its way up to Charleston, up to Maryland and beyond, I believe. So we just want you all to know, please support. They're open for business and they need us.
Yeah, and Councilman, what's the time frame on getting the project completed?
24 sometime. I forget if it's at the latter part of the year, but there's still
next year. So at least,
just like we felt the pain through the Las Vegas Boulevard improvements, which were almost there.
Those are almost finished.
To celebrate, I remember, you know, of course, that kind of fell during a pandemic window, and I think that it really minimized the hurt because a lot of us were not going to work and the commutes were less.
That's so true.
But now we're back in operation, full steam ahead. But please, doors are open, and the best way that we can support our business is letting people know that businesses are open.
Yeah, keep them in your thoughts, and go check them out. Yeah, go patronize them during all this construction.
Let's keep our money close to us.
Exactly. And Councilwoman, this is really important. You know, we've talked a lot about public safety, especially in the tourist corridor, Fremont Street experience, the area around there. And back on February 23rd, nice announcement with all of the businesses that are in that area. A new substation is coming to the Fremont Street experience.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be coming as quickly as the construction permits. We're hearing probably October-ish. And everyone's excited about this new innovative thinking of coordinating all of our efforts. So we're going to have DPS, Metro, and Fremont Street Experience Security all in the same area, being able to easily interchange and exchange information about safety and what happened during this shift and what happened during this shift. And I just really feel that communication is so imperative to keep us safer at all times.
Actually, it's right as you come out of the red garage there, the so-called red garage. It's going to be right there as you come out of the garage on the left in Ward 3.
Yes, in Ward 3. Although I know Creer wants it in his side.
He's trying to claim it, but no, it is in Ward 3. We can verify that. And as Councilwoman said, it's going to be an opportunity for all the law enforcement that has jurisdiction over the FSC to be operating out of that single facility.
To communicate, to coordinate, to really be informed of what's happening, what they need to keep, a pulse on. And then most importantly, it's going to be open to the community as well. So I want everyone to know that it's not just for use by tourists or visitors of the FSC, but also adjacent community who may need to channel something to, whether it be the marshals or Metro. Will be right there to help expedite their public safety concerns.
If they want to report a crime, they've observed something that's taking place, they can just stop right in there and do that. And again, as Councilwoman indicated, that will be opening later on this year. We're hoping, fall, early fall, mid-fall, somewhere in there, September, October.
We'll keep you updated.
We will. We're going to talk about it a lot, we promise. And then, Councilwoman loved this. We want to keep Las Vegas the marriage capital of the world, the wedding capital of the world. And to help underscore that, you did a big thing, literally, on Valentine's Day.
Yes, well, I didn't do it by myself. It took partnership, right? It took willing partners. So Lynn Goya, who's the clerk in the county and oversees all of the marriage licensing, she's very passionate about, Las Vegas being at the top in terms of the wedding industry because it is such an economic driver. David, there's so many ancillary businesses that get the benefit of a wedding happening in Las Vegas.
Exactly.
You have the flower shops, you have the places that rent the dresses and the tuxedos, you have the restaurants who then
the limo
cater.
Companies,
the limo companies. I mean, there's so many positive ripple effects from a wedding. And so we put our heads together, and then Life is Beautiful had this amazing art that was created back in, I think, Life is Beautiful 2014 or 2015.
So it's been a while,
So it had been kind of stored. And then through the connection of Life is Beautiful through us, and then Lynn Goya's passion.
Look at you.
And the Marriage License Bureau being in Ward 3, we were able to all collectively come together and make sure that we found the best placement for this amazing heart installation.
Nice. How appropriate, right outside of the Marriage License Bureau.
Yeah, so it will be Instagrammable, TikTok, whatever you want to do with your pictures.
That's right.
Place to pop the question. I don't know.
True.
So we'll see what happens. But we're so fortunate we got to unveil it on Valentine's Day.
We did, and you were out there. And what's nice about it is, as you said, Councilwoman, it just reminds everybody that Las Vegas for years and years has been the wedding capital of the world. But now we got others out there trying to challenge our lead on this. So we don't want to lose that.
We want to make sure they know that we are the most together in terms of expediency, getting their licenses quickly, having lots of chapels. We have our
number in our wedding row.
Our wedding
in
row
your ward,
in Ward 3, and so we have so much to offer in terms of convenience. And don't forget, Jennifer Lopez just got married.
Exactly, she surely did. So that speaks for itself. And of course, she's one of the many celebrities who've gotten married in Las Vegas. So that's really cool. So that big heart, it's a great photo op out there. I'm just thinking that people may use that for a variety of holidays. Besides, maybe their wedding anniversary, maybe it's going to be Valentine's Day.
And we want people to feel that connection to us and come back after they've been married and maybe come here on their 5th wedding anniversary, on their 10th, every year. We love getting people back and reminiscing. And
Councilwoman, we should tell them where that's located. It's right there at the Regional Justice Center, right?
Right there in front of where the the entrance to the Marriage License Bureau is. It's just set askew so that it doesn't interfere with traffic patterns, but you can take it from the direction. You saw it only from one direction, but then you could also go to the other side and then have the Marriage License Bureau
over your
right
head.
over your head.
Yep.
So
good stuff.
yeah.
Photo op waiting to happen for everybody.
Exactly.
And speaking of hearts, Councilwoman, we just celebrated Heart Health Month, right?
Yes, this is near and dear to my heart, pun intended, because my husband has heart issues, and I always feel that it's so important that as a community we be informed of what to do with the telltale signs. If somebody collapses in our house, we need to call 911 right away, David.
Yeah, not mess around, right?
And if we can be trained in CPR, it's important for us to start working on that individual who collapses right away until first responders arrive, just because it's those windows and those minutes of time without oxygen are vital, and they're the determinants between life, death, or the state that will be thereafter, right?
True.
And so just we had the opportunity to have this seminar at East Las Vegas Community Center, and there we have our outstanding fire department representing us.
That's Melanie Denon, one of our education officers, yeah.
She's amazing, and she was basically saying, hey, we are here as paramedics to check in on you when you're feeling symptoms of stroke or feeling symptoms of a heart attack. Don't hesitate. Dial 911. Let the paramedics come out, check you out, and then if they need to transport you to the hospital, let them do it, because you'll get immediate access to the emergency room.
And Councilwoman, what was one of the things that you mentioned this to me, and I thought this was great advice. They admonished everyone that don't worry about getting it right. If you suspect that it's a heart-related issue, call 911 anyway. Don't say, well...
Trust your gut. If you don't feel well, call 911, have yourself assessed, and then if it's something that is going to pass, then they will see that, because paramedics have equipment that they can take a quick EKG, and they can take your pulse, and they can figure out what's kind of happening with you. And if they do need to transport you, they are already putting that call into the emergency room, so they're ready to work on you the moment you set foot in that door. But if you drive yourself, you have to wait to be seen, to be triaged. I mean, there's the windows of time, again, are so incredibly important to what comes after.
Unfortunately, there have been instances, it happens more than you would think, where people pass away in the waiting room in the emergency room because they, instead of calling 911, they transported themselves. They were waiting to be seen, and then they passed away. And don't do that.
Don't
you
do
know,
that.
if you think you're having a heart attack, call 911.
Yeah, a lot of people, David, are thinking about the cost of the ambulance to transport them, but I feel our lives are way more valuable than what they're going to charge me for being transported. So don't chance it. Use us.
Yeah, very, very good advice. Councilwoman, another type of health issue is about air quality. And this was really cool. I did not know very much about this until you filled me in. But we launched a program called Buen Aire, which means good air, right?
Good air. So unfortunately, on the east side, not only do we suffer from the heat island effect, but we also suffer from poor air quality because we are in such close proximity to like the freeways that kind of cut through the community, and obviously we don't have a lot of trees that can help us clean and mitigate that. So we were able, with this partnership through Nevada Impact, DRI, Make the Road Nevada, and us, and the library district, we're all coming together to ensure that we know what the real-time air quality is for a certain area of East Las Vegas. So there'll be 20 sensors that are placed inside homes, 20 that are placed in the exterior, so the library will be one of the participants. And then we will, DRA and Impact Nevada will be capturing all of these readings real time. Really cool thing is those that sign up to have the sensor in their home will be afforded free filters for their air conditioning system, which will help purify their air that they're breathing in their homes for 2 years. And for 2 years, we're going to be collecting this information, and hopefully then that will help drive decisions that we make in the future, David, about more tree canopies, maybe telling the community about a certain need for filters or certain filtration systems, just to make sure that their exposure is minimized versus
that's an amazing program.
It could lead to long-term health consequences, right? Asthma, respiratory issues, and we don't want anyone in our community to have to suffer from that.
Exactly. Well, it'd be interesting. I'd be really interested to hear what the data tells us when the program comes to an end.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And Councilwoman, summer is on its way, fast approaching, and we need lifeguards in the worst way.
I know, David. Last year I was not happy when staff told us that we had to make difficult decisions because we didn't have the manpower to keep our pools safe for communities to use. And so some of my pools had to be browned out on certain days or closed. We had to make, the best with what we had in terms of offerings throughout our city. So that's why I'm begging everyone in our community to spread the good word about hiring opportunities for lifeguards. We have increased the pay rate, and we're offering bonuses as well for the days that people work.
Our pay rate's gone up significantly, folks. Check it out.
I hope that our youth and folks that are up to lifeguarding can come and help us out. Maybe it's a part-time job for some of you. Because I know some folks like to give back, but then they're getting a little extra money in their pockets at the time that they're lifeguarding. So I hope that you all check it out. We're going to have 2 job fairs coming up here soon. There's going to be one on April 22nd, another one on May 6th. And they're going to be at the Municipal Pool on Bonanza and Las Vegas Boulevard. So I hope that folks will come.
And we have a variety of jobs too, from shallow pool lifeguards to your traditional lifeguards to pool managers. There's a whole variety of jobs that are in there. And the pay is very, very competitive for anywhere in the
We've stepped it
valley.
up. We know that we are competing with the resort corridor as well. They have lots of pools and offerings, so we really want to make sure that we're taking care of our lifeguards.
Exactly. So check us out. We hope you'd consider, or if you know of someone who's going to be available this summer, maybe a student.
And help us make sure that our kids get some of that outdoor exercise and activity that we complain they don't get these days. But when we can't open our facilities, it's really hard to then expect our youth to be in safer places.
Where am I going to go?
And then some of us don't own pools, right? So we have to go to what's the next best thing, and sometimes it's a municipal pool.
And Councilwoman, we also want to mention that it was Women's History Month, right?
We just started it.
It starts in March, right?
March is Women's History Month, and obviously we know that women are trailblazers across many different career paths. I'm so excited to see increasingly more women in STEM-focused fields, more women interested in politics. Here at the City Council, we've maintained our majority. Since I arrived, we were a majority female, but now we've added, I believe, one more.
It's 5 women and 2 men.
So not saying it's necessarily better, but I think that when there's different lenses, vetting policy, it's just a win for community, right?
And it just shows that the community is going to vote for the person, regardless of gender, who they think is going to be the best to suit their community and to represent their community.
Happy Women's History Month to everyone, because I think back to what my grandmother, the expectations on her being, basically a full-time wife, child rearer. That was kind of her role, and that was expected. The same for my mother. And then now for me to take this huge leap, I mean, I do look back. We've not always had the right to vote. There's so many significant things that we've accomplished, and we shouldn't take those lightly.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of us who are not women but who have wives and daughters, this is a big deal for us.
Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly, happy wife, happy life. And I want my daughter to have opportunities that didn't exist.
No, but I think it's just a healthy community when we're all afforded the opportunity to be the best versions of ourselves.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, Councilwoman. So good stuff. And then we want to tell everybody we have some wonderful things that are upcoming. We're going to honor Cesar Chavez. Is it the 9th annual?
It is the 9th annual Cesar Chavez festival that we organize with Assemblywoman Selena Torres' leadership. She's been the one bringing it on every year, and it's awesome. We've done it in parks. This year we're going to actually try it at East Las Vegas Community Center on March 25th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Completely free, food, fun, family, what else could you ask for?
Good stuff.
On a March 25th, where I hope the weather starts to be nice.
Yeah, we deserve good weather.
Although, you know, March comes in like a lion. So
goes out like a lamb there.
The winds can sometimes blow, but that's why I think we
can.
decided to do East Las Vegas just in case it got too windy.
Very smart.
We're going to host there. So looking forward to all of the partners coming out and putting on a great festival for our community.
March 25. And then we want to tell everybody in April, you've got the Row Row Collective Earth Day block party taking place, right?
Yes, David, we need to take advantage of that 3rd Street promenade that we invested in, and we really kind of envisioned when we made that investment on 3rd Street between Hoover and Gas that we wanted to activate community, that we wanted to bring our neighbors out, and that's the whole intent and spirit behind this Earth Day block party with Row Row. And again, it's something that our Cultural Affairs Department is head spearing. They're bringing the talent, they're bringing the entertainment. Row Row was there for Halloween at the end of last year, and we heard nothing but great reviews about that event. So just to kind of place where the 3rd Street is, if you know where Art House is, it's kind of, that's the promenade area where we have the ability for people to set up with speakers and mics and all of the awesome things to make a good show be put on. So don't miss it. Mark your calendar, April 22nd, 7 to 11 p.m.
Love it. Okay, very good, very good. And Councilwoman, that was a lot, but there's more.
Yes.
We need to take a short break, but when we come back, we have a very special guest who will be joining us. Meredith Spriggs runs an urban garden that's cultivating much more than just produce. We're going to explain, so please stay with us.
Si un día fueras a tu escondite secreto y en lugar de lo que buscabas encuentras esto, ¿qué harías? Antes de que las drogas te afecten a ti y a tu familia, debes saber que cuentas con la ayuda necesaria. Tú puedes dejarlas. Si tú o un ser querido están luchando contra el uso indebido de drogas, llama al 1-800-662-4357 para información confidencial y gratuita o remisión a tratamiento. Visita samsa.gov/conoce los riesgos.
Welcome back, everyone. At the March 1st City Council meeting, Councilwoman Diaz recognized our Citizen of the Month, Meredith Spriggs. Meredith is known for running an urban garden in our community, but that just barely scratches the surface of her contributions to the Las Vegas community. Here to talk about what makes her garden so special and a new leadership role that she's recently taken on is none other than the incomparable Meredith Spriggs. And Councilwoman, I have to tell you, when you honored her at the council meeting on the 1st, I truly, Meredith, was inspired by your story and that you told Councilwoman.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, she's done a lot. She's had her own share of struggles, but she really shows that we can continuously persevere and overcome a lot of struggles that we're going to all face. And, you know, David, I get a lot of calls in my office about the unhoused community, but very few people step up like Meredith to really make a concerted effort to make sure that we're not giving up on people. Because I think that we all deserve an opportunity to be the best that we can be, because there's no other Meredith, there's no other me, there's no other you. And
Thank
I think
goodness.
collectively, collectively, we can all bring really awesome things to our community. But Meredith, I'm just really impressed with how you've helped lead efforts like housing our veterans. And then I've been really inspired when I see you with your team cleaning the downtown alley. I mean, just speak about what does all of this mean for you to have, from you yourself being homeless to now helping house individuals and rebuild them as well.
Thank you for having me, David, Councilwoman. And I do have to give the Councilwoman some shine. Pre-Life is Beautiful cleanup, she was out there schlepping it with us in the 100+ degree
toned arms you got.
It's from slinging the trash. But so our team, it's been fantastic and quite a journey, and one that I never would have scripted for myself, certainly. To go from, I had a master's degree working at a university, to being homeless in San Diego in 2008, to starting this nonprofit, completely redirecting.
Called Caridad.
Caridad. To starting the nonprofit and then morphing into what it is today. So we started out initially in San Diego as a volunteer organization, and then have gone from street outreach to this jobs reintegration programming that we currently have. And never in a million years would I have thought that 2020 would have been the best thing that would have happened to us. And 2020 was the best year that ever happened to us.
Isn't that funny? And Meredith, I have to say, that's what was so inspiring about your story, is that the major things that have kind of directed your life or helped direct your life were things that most of us would see as bad. But you turned being homeless into starting Caridad. You took the pandemic to start the urban garden.
Correct. Yeah, and we had started our initiative with growing produce. So we initially took over what is DTP land and their farm, which is an indoor hydroponic shipping container, to grow produce. We can grow about 2.5 acres with 5 gallons of water in there, and we were selling it to the bars and restaurants. Well, that was amazing until 2020 hit.
Exactly.
And then the bars and the restaurants shut down.
We're not open.
Yes, but so we were also at the same time doing a free produce program with our partners Anthem, Blue Cross, and so we were doing free produce for the neighborhood. And because of that free programming, we got some of that federal assistance funds, that basic needs assistance funds from the federal government, our biggest grant to date, and that was what we used to expand and grow our operations. And then we had the opportunity just a year ago, so 2022, to take over Hebron, which is on Las Vegas Boulevard and Charleston. So now we can do housing. So quite literally, my team can meet someone on the streets, give them a job that day, and because of our contracts for cleanup services with our partners, our bar and restaurant partners on Fremont East, and the worker shortage, we can literally get them full-time employment and housing within 30 days and have them paying their own rent and on their own.
Truly amazing. And all of that came out of what some people would say, well, you know, it would have defeated most people. Instead of defeating them, you turned that into incredible good. So
it's been amazing.
Councilwoman, we're out of time, but I'm going to let you ask the last question. Oh, there's so much that we could talk about, but what else do you want to hear from Meredith here?
No, nothing. I just want her to know that she's truly inspirational in her community, and I hope we have more Merediths wanting to get in and do amazing work, because all of us can contribute to the greatness of our community.
I have to say, I'm proud to serve in the trenches with you. And we have a great ward, we really do. And I'm not just saying that to fluff because I'm sitting here next to you, but we do have a great ward. And if you want to get involved, we always have volunteer opportunities. It does take a village. And to make this community better, it takes all of us, right? To lower the crime, to make it better. So get involved. Don't just complain. Don't just call. Don't just angry tweet her, you know? Get involved. Get involved. Make your community better. We all live here, and we can all do something. We can do our part. So I would challenge you to get involved.
And you know, Meredith, and on that line, we're going to tell people how to reach out to the Councilwoman. It's perfect segue here.
Only if you're going to help her.
Only if we're going to help. But we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Diaz, like maybe you'd like to be a volunteer, you can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also pick up the phone. We do that here, 702-229-4623. And then send her an email. Her address is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov, and she or one of her great staff will always get back to you. And you can maybe be inspired like Meredith has inspired people and get out there and make contributions. And
happy belated birthday. How can they help you? Any last thoughts about how they can contribute?
So, at our property at Hebron, we always have a need to help sort and organize donations, and also just care. We do really great community things. We do great community workshops, not just for our residents, but for the immediate surrounding neighborhood. So we always are looking for partners to lead those workshops, whether it be poetry, we do arts and crafts, we even do a family movie night the second Thursday of the month. So we need just people there that want to come and be involved in something bigger.
Very good, Meredith. Thank you so much. Pleasure to have you on the show. Very deserving of Citizen of the Month. Councilwoman, congratulations. We'll have you back in 6 weeks. And Meredith, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
So. And folks, don't miss our next show beginning on March 16th with Ward 4 City Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, watch for our QR code at the end of this show to subscribe to our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around.